trying to get a social security.
Currently, right now, I am watching Cory Booker, and just him protesting at the Senate. While I'm doing that, I'm looking at a couple little town hall meeting that I'm looking at, just little kind of comments here and there. So the background is going to be
And guess
the
what?
protest.
They're still out. As of last Friday, they were still. What are we unleashing? That even, and I don't know whether you address the social security issues in your statements. I so appreciate you emphasizing the urgency here, because this is the dismantling of contractual agreements between the American people and the people's body that we're here to represent them and stand up for it. And people are acting like they don't care. So you are here in an extraordinary athletic achievement. Thank you. Makes your Stanford days look like nothing, right? You've achieved this great long effort to bring illumination to the American people that they're getting screwed over the fact.
They were at January 6th. The most extreme and radicalized are all released from prison now. They are ready to roll and to answer Trump's call, which they are waiting for 4 years ago.
Cuts are not some official. What
the militia members are your neighbors. The difference between them and you, these neighbors own and have been training with AR-15s, and you and your friends, not so much. This will be framed as helping the police in keeping order. Law enforcement will quietly welcome them, or in some cases, will deputize them. With Trump's support for mass arrest of opposition leaders, journalists, Democratic officials, and activists will be arrested under charges of sedition, terrorism, or inciting violence. Expect Mark Miller, Liz Cheney, and Adam Kinzinger to be arrested quickly and with great press coverage. How long the show trials take is probably a good measure. All right. They might question the narrative. Wait, this is what they said would happen. I thought it was crazy, but maybe we need to spread this narrative far and wide so that when the moment comes, no one can claim ignorance. Maybe we will be proven wrong. Maybe we will look silly, or maybe we will have derailed the plan by telling people what to look for, to recognize the playbook, steps as they happen. Here's what we must do before April 20th. Empower the press, law enforcement, military, and elected officials to recognize the game that's being played. They need to understand what's happening before they are pressured to go along with it. Share this post or write your own. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Talk with your friends and family about this crazy conspiracy theory that can't really happen, can it? So if and when the steps actually happen, people recognize it for what it is. Prepare the public so they don't take the bait. Trump and his cabal want protests to explode into chaos. They want violence in the streets to justify their crackdown. We must be ready to outmaneuver them, to refuse to be used as pawns in their game. Stand up to the militia and stop friends and family from joining them. The Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, and other armed groups will be mobilized as Trump shot troops. They will be framed as restoring order and helping the police. We need to be ready to counter this and make sure your neighbors, friends, and family don't get suckered in. Hmm. Empower the press. We already read that part. Let's go ahead and skip down. Mhm. Inocu- Inoculate all our fellow citizens against the propaganda. Most Americans are good people, but good people can be misled. They can be scared into compliance. Our job is to make sure they see what's happening before it's too late. The only way to stop the plot is to expose it, reject it, and make it unmistakably clear to every American what is happening. We must stop these malign forces from enacting their will on our country, the world, and each of us and our families. What we don't stop it. What if we don't stop it? Yeah, we already read part of that, but okay. All right, no, we didn't. If it is not stopped and Trump enacts the Insurrection Act, uh, at that point, we probably only have 48 to 72 hours to try to stop everything from happening after the executive order. Once martial law is imposed, though there will be a tiny window, no more than 3 days, more resistance becomes nearly impossible. Stopping it before it happens is the best option. But what if we don't? In my next post, I'll outline peaceful, strategic ways to resist while we still can, and what our reduced options are if it still happens. All right. So if we don't act before April 20th, then by April 23, it will already be too late. The next post will lay out a concrete action, a plan, exactly what you can do to try to stop this. All right, moving on. We kind of read that already. Conspiracy against rights prohibits two or more people from aspiring to harm, threaten, or intimidate others in exercising their constitutional or legal rights. It also bans conspiracies using disguises or highways or premises to obstruct rights. Violators face fines up to 10 years in prison or both if the crime involves death, kidnapping, aggravated sexual abuse, or attempted murder. Penalties can include life imprisonment or death. Okay, what you talking about? All right. America does not have a far left movement. Our far right are fascists. Our center right are extreme nationalists. Our center left are classical conservatives. Our far left are moral centralist, moderates. Any objective political compass would place politicians like Sanders or Warren barely left of center. A real far leftist movement would be advocating for forced property seizure by the working class. Instead, our far left is like, don't let people die in medical poverty, please. Hmm. So, by this person's stance, they're saying that the far leftists will be saying the working class seize all of the people's property. Okay. Hmm. All right. So 12 more years. Cue the leftist meltdown. Benny Johnson. Mr. Benny Johnson. 12 more years. He'll be lucky to be in power the rest of the year. Good afternoon. Hey, what's going on? You're here with email, and I'm just looking at a few comments from a town hall that's on Facebook. We're also watching the Booker Senate
way to deliver better service, but in Social Security, they're undermining
with the protests he's doing right now. So let me put this to the side. I'm gonna lower the volume, and I'm gonna be reading. Well, I'm not reading, but anything of note, I will. Yeah, Benny Johnson. Yeah, he's basically saying 12 more years with the Trump. Okay, well, I hear you. Not surprising. So hands off, April 5th. All right, look like Raleigh's ready, North Carolina. So they're looking for people to volunteer in North Carolina, Raleigh. Mooresville, North Carolina. Pittsboro, North Carolina. Columbia, South Carolina. Waccamaw, Neck Fights Back. That's Pawleys Island, South Carolina. All right, this says I was one of 3 Democrats to join the Doge caucus. I joined to be a voice for working people and their interests, but it is impossible to fix a system when Elon Musk is actively breaking it. So I have made the decision to leave. My full statement, a Representative Vela Hall statement on leaving the Doge caucus. Let me go ahead and write that down. That's something we're going to have to figure out later. Right, moving on. All right, we have Wilmington. Wilmington, stand up. You're looking for volunteers. London, UK. Oh man, it's not just USA now. It's already been not USA, but London, UK. That's what's up. Few places in Alaska. It shows. Hawaii. Okay. Look like we got the majority of it is East Coast, especially towards the Detroit around that side of the Great Lakes, New York. Yeah, it's more centered. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Okay, this is something out the fortune. The European Union just issued a dire warning to its 450 million citizens. Stockpile supplies and prepare for disaster. What? European Union just told them to stockpile to their citizens? Okay. Clown. Let's go back. That's funny. That's silly. Oh, look at the clown. The little clown. Look at the clown. Oh, little ignorant clown. Moving on. I did try and her, she was married. I moved on her like a, but I couldn't get there. She was married. Then all of a sudden I saw her. She's now got the big phony and everything. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the ooh, you can do anything. 2016 Republican presidential candidate Donald J. Trump recorded in 2005 speaking to Billy Bush. Ooh. Oh, we forgot about that. Oh man, that's crazy how people forget about that. That was crazy. Whiskey Pete Hegstaff has a Russian burner phone which he uses to communicate in secret with someone. Interesting article about the Trump administration security advisors' mobile number, emails, and passwords can be found in commercial databases and public databases publicly available leaks. My question is, why does uh, Pete Hagstaff have a Russian email address? Has a Russian burner phone. Oh, snap. Makes sense. Why does he have a Russian burner phone? Hmm. Resistance. Duckworth goes on Fox and Barry reads her statement calling Hegsteff a effing liar. Pete Hegseth is a effing liar. This is so clearly classified info. He recklessly leaked that could have gotten our pilots killed. He needs to resign in disgrace immediately. Yeah, that's facts. This is from Pepper for Missouri. Seems illegal, but I guess South African buying a Wisconsin Supreme Court seat is business as usual. Elon Musk. On Sunday night, I will give a talk in Wisconsin. Entrance is limited to those who have voted in the Supreme Court election. I will also personally hand over two checks for $1 million each in appreciation for you taking your time to vote. This is super important. That sounds like bribery. If you don't know what bribery is, that is straight up bribery. That's crazy. Nationwide protest April 5th, 8 days away. That was a while ago. So find your April 5th hands off event. All right. How you do it? Go to handsoff2025.com. Click it. Okay, you see it. All right. Moving on. Oh, okay. A little globe. Good job, Pete, and your team. The team and Mel did a great job as well. Not only this is Jay and Kiev. Not only is the password on Higstaff's Russian email address the same as his verified personal Gmail account, but the phone verification number for the Russian email is a seven +7 country code. Russian. Why does Hegstaff have a Russian phone number? Were you hoping for a carefree weekend? The E this is from the Queen's of the Middle Age. The EU has just asked citizens to stockpile food and water amid war risk. The entire EU. What are the U.S. planning? The Americans are currently assembling bombs at the Diego Garcia Air Base in the Indian Ocean. One third of the bombers available in the U.S. have already arrived at the airfield. In the past 2 days, more than 10 KC 135R Strato tankers, C-17 transport aircraft, and B-2 bombers have been deployed to the Diego Garcia Air Base. The aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman is currently in the region conducting strike operations against Ansar Allah targets in Yemen. Not exactly. That's above my pay grade all the way. Okay. You all make us proud every time we share. Let me see. You all make us proud every time we share information. You're right. They're helping us amplify it and push it back. Huge thank you to those who stepped up, especially lawyers. Spread the word, and Must team was made aware that Wisconsin law prohibits payments for voter turnout under Section 12.11, 1M A, subsection of 2. It's a crime to offer anything of value to any elector to induce them to vote or refrain from voting. As a result, Elon Musk deleted a tweet announcing plans to visit Wisconsin on Sunday and hand out $1 million checks to voters just 2 days before a critical state Supreme Court election. Attached a screenshot of the deleted tweet. Okay. On Sunday night, I will give a talk to Wisconsin. Entrance is limited to those who have voted in the Supreme Court election. I will also personally hand over 2 checks for $1 million each in appreciation for your taking the time to vote. I don't know what bribery is. Shoot, that's crazy. The complete legal and ethical record of Donald J. Trump. Oh, man. Shoot, well, we'll go ahead and squad. Everyone should have 72 hours worth of war supplies, EU warns citizens. Yeah. When the VP says, do not think military force will ever be necessary, he's saying it's on the table. Greenland is of strategic importance, but this administration needs to stop threatening our allies, because without allies, we are less safe. It's that simple. This is Vance on Greenland. We do not think military force is ever going to be necessary. Well, I'll tell you this. They're looking for any reason to take over. Midas touch breaking. Elon Musk deletes tweet in a panic after promising a voter in Wisconsin $1 million. All right. So Musk did what Musk does is constitute as a felony in Wisconsin. Listen to the Midas Touch Bot podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify for more. Well, we all know it's illegal, but everything they've been doing has been highly illegal, so it's nothing new. Let's go ahead and switch off real quick. Yes. So, like I'm saying, I'm over here. I'm watching, and I'm also just looking at those kind of city hall types of comments from yeah. So Wisconsin is what's going on. Is Wisconsin is crazy. The fact that they're willing to bribe so many people, and that there's no kind of outright, you know, that it sounds so criminal. That sounds like 1990s. No one but Trump can do that. And the reason why they can do that is because what we did by allowing him to come in with felonies was allow him to say, I've already messed up to the utmost. So because he already messed up to the utmost, there's nothing that really can shame him. So he's going to continue doing what he do. So the way that we can combat this is I'm just going to give us real quick understanding. Actions we can take: attend city hall meetings or county meetings if you are up for it, so that way you could be a part of that. If there's any kind of town hall meetings, of course, contact local, state, and then after a while head to DC, but not right now. When we head to DC, it need to be within that needs to be organized to the utmost. Then travel to your Tesla takedown. So whenever Saturday happens, I know April 5th that's coming up, most likely it's going to be more of a downtown type thing. Look out for the Hands Off 2025 April 5th Saturday. That event should be at a place near you. Hands Off 2025.com. Go there and then figure out where the event is near you. Outside that, we have so we're planning on, me and Thomas are planning on reading the Project 2025. So if you'd like to listen to two screen points of view on Project 2025, I would say that it's a lot of distrust from this young business owner. I mean, very savvy, very intelligent, has a lot to say about it. And, at this point, we're both learning, we're both researching, and we're both checking the sources. So it's not going to be a quick thing. It's going to be a deep dive. If you're the type person who only goes for the cliff notes, well, this might not be for you. But at the same time, that might not be for you. At the same time, we will eventually condense the video, so that way, if you are a Twitter finger person, where if it's longer than 45 seconds or a minute and a half, it's not in you. We're gonna work on that. Outside that, tune in and sign up for the Resistance Lab by Miss Jaya Paul, Congress lady. Please forgive me. I'm horrible with names. Also, one thing that she kind of brought up that we need to do, we need to study other countries that have authoritarian figures and all of the kind of things that we don't want over here. And I'm strongly with that understanding, because I am no better than the next man. I'm no better than that dude underneath the bridge. The only difference between me and that dude underneath the bridge is the fact that I cared a little bit more about my position. And that's one thing that we all have to understand. We can become that person depending on the circumstances. So it's kind of crazy that it's a far left idea to care about your neighbor. That's crazy to me. Granted, when we talk to those around us, we might not really want them all in our business. At the same time, if they are in trouble, we are supposed to help them in a sense. So let's go ahead and tune in for more. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you like more, go ahead and let me know. Join in. If you'd like to join in on the Project 2025 study session that we have, the think tank, let me know. Currently, it's only 3 people at most right now. And the reason why it's like that is because before we start deep diving, it's best to figure out and lay out the groundworks instead of bringing in people who just want to yell and fuss and don't want to get anything done and accomplished. We need to figure out what we need to do. And we already know that there's a problem. We need to come up with solutions. All right. For democracy, stay blessed.